It's been a while and that is back with the milk. And by milk, of course, I mean another deck profile video. BT24 was rough because most of the deck are pretty expensive, the Time Stranger base deck and promo base deck, but it has something that is pretty cheap compared to other decks, and luckily that deck got supported again in EX11. So without further ado, here come the reptiles. Digital gate open. Starting from level 2, we have BT21 Digimon. This is still superior compared to the other X, as the effect allows you to digivolve when the opponent's security is removed. You can do a security check, and before the battle you can choose to digivolve with a reduced cost. Now we are going to the start of the deck, 3 copies of the EX11 Medusamon. The token summoning effect is much easier to trigger compared to the previous Medusa from BT24. First, it deletes a Digimon with equal or less DP, and remember this is optional. Then does a trash control by bottom decking 1 card. Do not forget that it is also an end of attack effect, so it still has a net of 2 tokens. Not to mention the rush, and lastly, it has perfect protection as long as there is a token in the opponent's battle area. We also still have a copy of the BT24 one, as it has potentially higher DP on Digivolution and is equipped with Raid and Piercing. As a downside, it has no protection and needs at least 2 cards in the opposing trash to summon the tokens. For the level 7s, we have 3 copies of Styracommon. If we have Owen in play, we can digivolve straight from the level 5. Lamiamon, it has a keyword mass with a Progress, Piercing, Blocker, and Armor Purge. It also gives your entire lineup with a once per turn protection by deleting the opponent's lowest DP Digimon. Meanwhile, its other effect, the alternate one, this one, when the opponent's security is removed, it simply just delete any Digimon. It does not have any deletion cap. Next are the level 5s. First is a playset of the strongest Lamiamon from BT24. When digivolving, the opponent has to put a card in their bottom security and trash their top security. This is also a when attacking effect, so if we miss digivolving in a turn, it still can do the same thing in the next turn. The Digivolution source effect synergize well with the deck and a particular level 4. And the next card is 3 copies of BT21 Cyberdramon. It is treated as a Dragonkin, so we can search it with the searchers, and it can be seen as a budget Lamiamon. The difference is that instead of when attacking, it is an on-play effect, and also it has a security cap, but most of the time it does not matter at all. Going to level 4s, we have a playset of BT21 Dimetromon. Having a Tamer is crucial in utilizing this deck, and it can play an Owen Dreadnought if we have 1 Tamer or less. And then the next level 4 is this playset of BT24 Dimetromon. This is our main target for Lamiamon's Digivolution source effect. Not only that it is a blocker, but it can also protect the other reptiles and Dragonkins by returning itself to hand, ready to be played again. And also it is a board-wide protection, so when we have 2 on board, we are guaranteed from mass destruction, even from things such as Omegamon X. And the last piece is a single copy of BT24 Cyclomon, which has Rush and can be played by Lamiamon as well. At times, this card may be the one that seals the game, although it is not ideal to use this card as your Digivolution line. For the last level, the level 3s, we have a playset of the BT21 Elizamon, which should be able to fetch 2 cards most of the time, as cards without Reptile, Dragonkin, and Liberator traits are only less than 10 in this deck. And then, next is a playset of BT24 Elizamon as a second searcher in a way, because you can trash any Reptile, Dragonkin, or Liberator to draw 2 cards. And finally, we have 3 copies of EX11 Elizamon, which helps to pump Medusamon's DP cap, but mostly I select this because of the Digivolution source, which is uniform with the other level 3s to make our strategy more consistent. Now we are going to the Tamers. First, we have 3 copies of BT21 Owen Dreadnought. The +1 memory does not have any cap and it allows our Digimon to attack with its end of turn effect. And next we have BT24 Owen, only 1 copy. It also allows an attack when a Digimon digivolves, but it does not grant any memory, although you can exchange it for another Owen with its start of your main phase effect and playing EX11 in a pinch. Maybe the light needed when we're behind. And finally, as a memory setter, we have 2 EX11 Owen. The previous setter was really bad, so this one is a godsend. It also gives draw with an easy trigger timing. Lastly, we have the options. First, 2 copies of Owen's emblem. I don't even know the English name. Like other emblems, it can play the level 3 or the Tamer from hand or trash, and with the delay, whenever the Tamer is suspended, one of our Digimon may digivolve with -3 cost. And next, we have 2 copies of Raging Serpentine. This is a deletion, a removal option with Liberator in its trade. And it deletes the opposing Digimon with the highest DP for 8 costs, but only 4 costs if the opponent only has 3 security or less, which is really easy to achieve in this deck. This is super important in a format where Vortex Ramon are running amok. It also has a delay effect that is triggered when the opponent's security is removed. It can waive an entire Digivolution cost, meaning we can go from Lamiamon directly to Styracommon without paying anything. And then we also have, for another removal, 1 copy of Crimson Blaze, because it synergizes really well with the tokens to reduce its costs and at the same time tracing securities. And finally, we have 5 slots of our common staples. You can select anything like memory boost, training, and scrambles. Feel free to adjust by your own taste. This is the list that I used to win a mini tournament despite the not flawless record. This is my record with this deck in this format. I have yet to sweep in the tournament, but this is my record in the previous format as well. Let's go to the strategy. First is the basic movement, as shown before. With the exception of Cyclomon, all level 3s and level 4s have the same Digivolution source effect, and the level 5s have the same when digivolving effect. This enables a more consistent strategy, so basically we can digivolve to any level 3s to get the same effect, and then we can try to promote digivolve preferably into this Dimetromon if you can still activate the when digivolving effect. Oh my god, where's the focus? Okay, there's the focus. Then if you digivolve in this one, then you can play Owen. That's 2 costs for the Digivolution. And then you can digivolve to either Cyberdramon or even Lamiamon because it has the same digivolving effect. Doesn't really matter. But let's say we digivolve into Lamiamon for 3 costs. And then the opponent do the thing, putting a card in the bottom security, trusting the top security. Then basically, at that point, you will gain 2 memories, which means that Lamiamon, in general, only has 1 cost, because paying 3 costs, you get 2 memory back. This is really memory efficient. And then in this timing, you can try to trigger Digimon, or maybe try to attack first and then trigger Digimon later. So also, if we have EX11 and then we have Owen in the trash and Owen in the board and Dimetromon in the trash, we can also try to warp to Lamiamon by basically paying 1 cost, because it will be like this, right? Paying 3, then Lamiamon do the thing, you gain 2 memory back. So basically, if you have Dimetromon in your trash and you have Owen in the board, you can warp to Lamiamon just paying 1 cost. The second is regarding Digimon itself. So because Digimon effect is when a security is removed, so basically it happens before any battle. So basically usually we can safely attack the security at level 5. Because if it's a Digimon, we can use Digimon to digivolve before the battle even started. So you can pay 1 less to just trade Digivolve into Medusamon. Then Medusamon activate when Digivolving, and because it is during an attack, it can also directly continue to the end of attack effect. So it synergizes really well with the new Medusamon with the end of attack. And sometimes this is useful to choke the opponent, because maybe you're at 1 memory instead of Digivolving with Medusa. By paying 3, you can actually attack with Lamiamon, take out 1 security, and then use the Gigimon's effect to just Digivolve for 2 costs, because Digimon gives -1 and then put your opponent at 1. Next strategy is the most important thing, which is token management, because Medusamon's protection needs a token. Styracomon's does not, but a token is preferable as it will make the opponent trust a security, so you can trigger the Lamiamon again, and then Styracomon can delete any Digimon. Both Medusamon and Styracomon's deletion effect is optional, so do not use it when we don't have to. For example, the opponent has a blank board, and then you Digivolve into Medusamon, and then you play 1 token, and then Medusamon attack with the end of attack. Usually you don't, if it's only 1 Digimon, you don't have to delete the token. You still can play the next effect, which is to play another token and bot deck 1 card. So now you have 2 protection for your Medusamon in the next turn. Okay, finally, this is the interesting part. First of all, I apologize. I don't have the money to afford the Petrification token, so I will choose this one. This is a Petrification token. So, Medusamon's protection is when this Digimon would leave battle area, you can delete another token. So it doesn't have to be the opponent's. You can also delete yours, and then it would not leave. So, the interesting point is, when this Digimon is DP minus, when it would be deleted, it can delete a token, then it wouldn't leave. But because the DP minus is continuous, then it can delete another token, delete another token, delete another token. So basically, when Medusamon is DP minus, you can literally clear all token in the board. For example, we have a puppet deck with the top end Sakuya. They have the Tsukaima token, what is it? Familiar, and then Kudagitsune and Ukao no Mitama token, and this is 2 tokens from Medusa. So when the deck, maybe Medusamon got Mandala twice, minus 18k. When it would be deleted, it can try to delete this one, but the DB mine is still there, so it will try to delete this one, 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 try to delete this one. So basically, when it's a DP minus, Medusamon can clear the entire token in the board. So, what do you think about the new Medusamon deck with the EX11 support? I think the deck has a really unique playstyle, and also it has a really good balance between offense and defense. But on the top of that, rice cooker, shut up. So, what do you think about the new Medusamon deck with EX11 support? I think the deck has a really unique playstyle and a really good balance between offense and defense. But on top of that, it is much cheaper compared to other competitive decks. You don't need secrets, you don't need promos, and that's really good plus, especially for those who are newer to the Digimon card game. So if you're being asked, is the deck good? Would you answer yes king or no king? Put your judgment down below. So if you love this video, don't forget to subscribe and like it and share to your other digital friends as well. Hopefully we can see you again in the near future with another deck profiles and other videos. So thank you for watching. Digital Gate Owen, because Digital Gate close is the